What do you hold on to when the world around you collapses? When people change, promises break, and life becomes a storm without warning. What do you reach for when your heart is aching, your future uncertain, and your soul tired? You don't hold on to money, not titles, not fame, not even the approval of others. You hold on to virtue, the unshakable core of who you are, the part of you that pain cannot kill and time cannot steal. In a world of chaos, virtue is the only real anchor. What is virtue? So, what is virtue? It's not about being perfect. It's not about being praised. Virtue is doing what is right, especially when no one is watching, especially when it's hard, especially when it hurts. Virtue is courage when fear tells you to run, patience when your heart wants to scream, kindness when others are cruel, truth when lies would protect you, love when bitterness would feel easier. Socrates, the great philosopher of Athens, believed that virtue was the highest good. He said, "Virtue does not come from wealth, but wealth comes from virtue." He was right. Because everything in this world, money, reputation, even relationships, can be lost. But virtue is yours to keep or throw away. No one can take it from you unless you give it away. Virtue is your inner fortress. When everything falls apart, when life becomes unfair, when others betray or misunderstand you, you have one true defense: your character. Think of virtue as a fortress inside you. Storms can rage, people may attack. But if your walls are built from honesty, strength, compassion, and faith, nothing outside can destroy the peace inside. And even if you feel shattered, broken, if you still choose virtue, you are still whole where it matters most. Virtue is the answer to suffering. Pain is a part of life. We all lose things. We all face disappointment, failure, rejection, heartbreak. The question is not if life will hurt you. The question is, how will you respond? Will you become bitter or better? Will you collapse or rise again, stronger? Will you lose your soul trying to protect your pride? That's where virtue saves you. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who was born a slave, said, "You may not control what happens, but you can always control how you respond." And that response, that choice to live with virtue, is the most powerful thing a human being can do. The world may not reward you, but your soul will. You might not be applauded for doing the right thing. You might lose friends by staying honest. You might suffer more for telling the truth, for choosing peace, for walking away from revenge. But know this: the world may not reward you, but your soul will. The peace that comes from living in alignment with your highest values is worth more than anything external. And years from now, when you look back at your life, you will not regret being kind. You will not regret being strong. You will not regret loving with a clean heart. But you may regret betraying your own soul just to fit in, win, or feel safe for a moment. When you build a life on virtue, you become unbreakable, not because you don't feel pain, but because your identity is rooted in truth, not circumstance. You are not what happens to you, you are how you respond. You are not how much you have, you are how much you give. You are not how many people praise you, you are how often you act with courage when no one is watching. Virtue makes you unstoppable because you no longer chase the world's approval. You live by your own higher standard. And that is real freedom. Virtue in daily life, the small choices matter most. Virtue isn't something you earn by doing one great thing. It's something you build, brick by brick, moment by moment. Every time you speak kindly or give hurt you instead of lashing out, tell the truth, even if it costs you, you are growing your inner temple. That's the real sacred ground, not a building, not a church, but the soul of a person who chooses goodness in the dark. Virtue in the face of injustice and cruelty. But what about when people are cruel? When injustice rises? When the world feels unfair? Even then, especially then, virtue is your sword and shield. It doesn't mean being passive. It means standing for justice without becoming hateful, fighting lies without becoming a liar, facing evil without losing your soul to revenge. Virtue doesn't make you weak. It makes you fierce, because it takes far more strength to forgive than to strike, far more power to remain kind when the world is cold, far more courage to walk away from revenge and walk toward peace. As Rumi said, "Raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder." Virtue in loneliness. Sometimes you'll walk alone. You'll feel unseen, unheard, misunderstood. You'll wonder if staying kind, staying honest, staying true is even worth it. Let me tell you, it is. Because virtue is never wasted. The energy you put into goodness becomes light for others, even if you never see it, even if they never thank you, even if it takes years for the seeds you planted to bloom. And when you feel completely alone, virtue becomes your companion, your quiet friend, the invisible presence that tells you, you are doing the right thing. Keep going. The legacy of virtue. One day you'll leave this world, and no one will remember your bank balance. No one will care about your social media followers. No one will praise how fast you were or how loud. They'll remember how you treated people. They'll remember your honesty, your humility, your strength in moments when you could have broken others, but chose not to. Your children, your friends, your community, they won't need you to be perfect. They'll remember you were real, that you lived with dignity, that you stayed gentle in a hard world, that you stood for something, even when it cost you. That's a life well lived. Final message: how to begin again with virtue. If you've made mistakes, welcome to being human. If you've been angry, cruel, selfish, lost, you can begin again, right now. Virtue is not about never falling. It's about rising, cleansing the soul, and walking forward with more wisdom, more compassion, more truth. You don't have to become someone else. You only need to become the version of you that your soul already knows is real. Start with one small act, a kind word, a deep breath before reacting, an honest apology, a silent prayer for strength, and then, one choice at a time, rebuild your life on the most powerful foundation there is: virtue. So stay strong, not because the world is easy, but because you are grounded in something deeper. Stay gentle, stay truthful, stay courageous, stay kind, because virtue is not only how we survive the storm, it's how we become the storm's teacher. And when your time here is done and your name fades, your light will remain in the lives you touched, the souls you lifted, and the love you gave, freely, bravely, and without regret. This is what it means to live. This is what it means to be strong. This is what it means to live a life of virtue.